With every stroke of the drum, Tanay Little finds resounding strength. Flashbacks to her past painful life fade ever faster, and the soothing beat of the instrument reminds her she's safe.
And while you're drumming, you feel safe, feel connected.
Tanay is now visiting that safe place, Little Sisters in Winnipeg, a transition home for sex trafficking victims that sheltered her when she first came off the streets.
I love this place. I love being here, knowing that this place helps women change.
Tanay calls it change, but it was nothing short of salvation.
How old were you when you
11.
You were 11.
Yeah.
Already introduced to drugs.
Yeah.
What kind of drugs?
Crack cocaine.
At 11.
At 11.
Tanay takes me to the streets where it began.
I always get anxiety coming back.
An old girl, someone who pretended to be her friend, was actually preying on Tanay, luring her with drugs and trafficking her for sex.
I remember one time that she put me in a room, and then two guys, one not together, but one would come in, and then I would have sex with him, and then the other guy would come in, and then I'd get high after that.
What would happen if you refused to have sex with anybody?
If you're not beat up, then you would get raped by a few of them at once.
As an Indigenous girl in Canada, the nightmare Tanay lived on these streets is hardly rare. Canada's Indigenous population is very small, just 4%, yet more than 50% of all sex trafficking victims there are Indigenous, a huge overrepresentation. And just like Tanay, they are coping with a legacy of poverty, racism, and abuse.
There is a debt bondage that between $1,000 and $2,000 a day that these girls must hand in to their trafficker or else.
Diane Redsky can't help but feel anger. She runs Mama Way, a center that advocates for Indigenous women and children, specifically sex trafficking victims. She says the history of racism against this population feeds into the cycle of violence and exploitation against them.
It's really difficult to be able to fight those stereotypes as Indigenous women when a whole society is targeting Indigenous women, girls, particularly for violence and abuse, and that spills over into sex trafficking.
Thanks for coming to the circle. We're going to start with a smudge. And I'm very honored to be sitting in circle with you today. Thank you for inviting me.
Very honored to sit here with Survivor Sisters today. I'm glad that it's being brought to attention because it's been hidden for too long.
You did an amazing thing to open your heart.
Elder Louise Campbell leads a traditional sharing circle.
Thank you to each and every one of you.
It's a spiritual connection with Indigenous culture and a unique path to healing for victims who say they have never felt worthy.
They don't feel sacred, they feel worthless.
Yeah, that's right. The only way that they're going to feel whole again is to reconnect to their traditional ways, through the ceremonies, through coming back to listening to the elders, coming back to believe they are not all that has happened to them. They are not that. They are sacred.
You need to know your worth and your strength, for sure, to get through it.
Tanay says that connecting with her native culture has empowered her to heal and also to understand how and why, as an Indigenous child in Canada, she was both vulnerable and exposed. Paul Newton, CNN, Winnipeg.